Right. I mean, Jazz set the tone. I mean, it was just so wonderful to see. I think I noticed a real change in Jazz and Jalea after that Boston College game. I think we were saying things, but they weren't sticking. We were giving lessons, but they weren't being absorbed. And it was like, some tough conversations, I think, within the whole team. And I know they had them in the locker room without the coaches. I know they had them with the assistants, with the head coach, with captains, with veterans. I mean, it was a lot of like, who do we think we are? Because we need to be humble and we need to solve. And, we rolled in, we came off a loss, and in my career, usually coming off a loss, at least we're going to play tough and focus. We might not win the next one, but we usually really focus up. And I thought we responded a game late to the New Year's Eve loss, and that's a shame. So now we got to go do something special in this road trip coming up. Do something special to redeem that, and that's who we are. And now I think they understand, the effort and the focus and the length of, everyone can focus for 5 minutes, right? But you got to focus for 40 in a game, and you got to focus sometimes for, 120, 180 in a practice, and we just haven't had it. And this is the first game where I went into going, I think they're really focused, and I really hope for them that this then translate into a great performance, and it did. And the details, we paid attention to the details today. So, but it started with Jazz at the beginning of the game. She was rebounding. We have a little tracker on the back they wear in the back of their sports bras, and I really showed the team how often they're at max speed and what percentage of a game they're on game day. Game day, and we had people that were under 85% on game day. I'm like, game day should be upper 90s. So we had to change our effort. And, it was funny just to give them their printouts and go, did you see? And Jazz, I think, responded the most. And she had max sprints and max effort on a lot of plays. And it worked out for her. So I'm really proud of her.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, Katie, did you have a feeling that Jazz was going to have this kind of game? And then Jazz, what changed for you, or when she said you set the tone and everything? What clicked? And did each of you have a feeling that tonight was going to be your night?
Personally, I did. I think I just shifted my mentality. Like Coach has been telling me, just play harder, play harder, put more effort in, and everything else will come. And from the beginning, my whole thing coming to this game was just be a dog, be aggressive, on both ends on the floor, and do the little things, and also just look for my shots more, be more of an aggressive scorer. And so I came in the game with that mentality, especially after coming off of 2 losses, needing this win. And so that's where my mindset shifted to.
And did you notice, Katie, a difference just today or in the last couple of days with her? Because it was double what she's been at.
There was, I really don't think she saw it. And then you show film, and it's just different. You see film, and you're like, okay, But then to have her actually accept when we printed out the max effort thing, to have her be like, dang, The thing that Jazz does for me is she's my rock. She has played almost the most minutes with me, maybe Jalea, but and she's a go-to player, and we got to get in that rhythm again where she's playing that hard, and she played multiple positions in the call of play, and she knew which position to play to get the shot, and when she's working that hard, she's going to get a lot of those, and so that made me a lot more confident too, and then the rest of the team just fed off her energy.
I want to ask about the defense too. 13 blocks, so you just said it's a school record, and your team is, still leading the ACC in points and points defense and turnovers, right?
Yeah.
Almost 20 a game.
Yeah. Well, Wake Forest had a really great performance from Elise Williams the last game, and then obviously she didn't play in the first half. And so that dropped their scoring down. I think our defense was connected. I think we were there for each other, but I also do want to say the respect I have for their head coach for making tough decisions, because I'm sure she's had a reason, and I'm sure it's honorable. And that's our job as leaders. We got to continue to lead these young people and give them the boundaries and make sure they understand what it takes to be a high-level person, let alone a high-level basketball player. So I respect that. We took advantage of it. I think it helped us, but I think we were gonna play really well tonight, regardless. And then for us, the defensive effort was more so like a Tasha Lattimore, who has been playing really hard and then dipping and then spiking and then dipping. She had 2 and 3 and 4 consistent practices, and we're going to reward consistency because the inconsistency has been plaguing us. So if the consistent performances in practice are going to give her those opportunities, and she earned them, and she took advantage of it. We're all really excited for Tosh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One more. How important was it to make sure you don't start 0-3 in the ACC?
Well, you try not to look ahead, but when the schedule came out, it was like, wow, who you play, where you play them, and when. And the next 2 where wins are rough. I mean, it's a challenge. But you don't. I love those games, right? It's these games that you got to make sure you take care of business, and so I'm excited for the next stretch.
And then you've got NC State here.
Yep. No, it's
the next home game is huge too.
Yeah. And that's life in the ACC, but I think if we didn't want this, I'd still be coaching at Charlotte, and you wouldn't have come here either.
Yeah, thanks.
That's what we came here for. So let's go.